Hello, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast. We're going to have a match day watch along. And I know it's international football, and it's like really, it comes to men's international football. We don't really do this international Euros or the World Cup itself because it's just crap normally. It probably will be crap tonight, but it's a rivalry beyond all rivalries. This is a nice, tasty one. We went for a stage, put it that way. We didn't really get this fixture. But it's back. We've had this is now this will be the sixth match between the two this century. We're 23 years into that century. Is all I'm saying. I'll put the teams up on the screen in a second. By the way, for England anyway. Liam will be joining us as well as soon as he can. Link's been sent, so as soon as he's backstage and all that, he's watching it from his bar again. We'll be he'll be joining us. But yeah, get into the chat quickly before I put the teams up. It is, as I say, Scotland. By the way, it is Scotland. Talk goes that way anyway. But it is Scotland versus England at bloody Hampden Park, whatever you fucking called it, in fucking Glasgow, basically. And yeah, a lot of changes have been made. I'm unhappy wearing the Scotland jersey. Well, sadly, I'm going to disappoint you. Even though technically I could support Scotland today if I wanted to, because of my immediate heritage, shall we say, on my mum's dad's side. But we're going to go there. Stefan's in the chat. All the Jews fans will be wearing the England tops. And so, oh dear, got really in the chat as well. So even can't believe Saka getting a vest fight. Yeah, that's the big shocker tonight from an England perspective, but even an Arsenal perspective. That Bukayo Saka, put it on the screen now, has been put to the bench for the first time in what feels like forever. Evan Ramsdale makes his first start since the Hungary defeat, which again wasn't his fault. It was appalling to displaying that from his outfield, his teammates. He got the blame for it. Up till now, he hadn't played since. It's his first game. Maybe it's a warning to Jordan that you need to back your ideas up domestically. Maybe I hope so, but I doubt with fucking who as our manager. That traitorous, no moral fibre being twat is not playing tonight. So that's another reason why I'm doing this watch song. So I don't have to say his name. Kyle Walker at right. Kyle Walker right back, I'd assume. Trippier full left back, who's at number 3 as well. So he's been again. We have left backs. He's putting fucking right backs at left back. Again, this is a Southgate for you. Declan Rice, Spain as well as we've got Mark Gay from Crystal Palace, Lewis Dunk. So no Maguire for this one. Big dark. This is a big rivalry and all that. And no, we're not going to play our best at what he's regarded his best back four. Oh no, we'll just mix and match. Phil Foden got the number 7. Calvin Phillips doesn't play for Man City. He hasn't played in God knows how long. He gets a start against Scotland. Harold plays with Bayern Munich now. Kane, top end captain. Jude Bellingham and Marcus Rashford on the bench. I have to go to the other screen to read it because it's so small. But Ben Chilwell, Sam Johnston, that traiting bastard, number 14, Harry Maguire, Tomori, Bukayo Saka, Eze, Colwell, James Maddison, Conor Gallagher, don't get it, Jordan Pickford, Callum Wilson, and Eddie and Kelly. I would like to see Eddie. You've picked him, you put him in the squad, play the poor lad. Teams are now coming out on my end, by the way. Oh, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of. There could be a red card in this time because it is, as I say, this is the oldest rivalry in football, and I'm part of it one way or the other. And it is at this, what's it, 150th anniversary since we first played each other in football. So there we go. Here comes the boos and the jeers from the Scots as we do the national anthems. What's the last 15 minutes after EastEnders, or what's the start of the England game? England game. EastEnders. Have a word of yourself. Something to unite Celtic, Rangers, and England and Scotland fans. Fuck the Tories. Yep. FA Cup needs to understand people watch EastEnders. What's the FA Cup got to do? he misspelled it anyway. Good evening, says Anne. Good evening to yourself. Apparently, you only need to have your own Amazon docu to get a start for your country. Oh, God. Emerson's in the chat. Oh, there, Scotland. Here we go. By the way, just to refresh everyone's mind, by the way, FA. I thought you meant that. You what FA Cup? What FA Cup? What FA Cup got to do with international football and fucking soap operas? Yeah, the last time England and Scotland did play each other in the European Championships, it was a dull 0-0 draw in the group stages. They went home, we went on to the final, and just never had it in the end. Good evening, Ryan. And the other moderators, says Emerson, by the way. Good evening to yourself, Emerson. Are you keeping well? Scotland to win, says Ange. Okay. Would you care to explain? Or is it just a Southgate thing? The oldest rivalry we actually lost. I'm talking international football, Stefan. You know what I meant. Got Tommy sets against what? I have a fever, and the only prescription is more Mr. Arsenal podcast. There you go. I'm now a medical aid to illness, apparently. I'm sure you are, Neb. I'm sure you are. Oh, dear. Right, let's get this down. By the way, if you haven't already, guys, do smash that like button. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, bloody hell. I'm touching it, it's going mental. And share the content around, doesn't it? Because they share the content. The more you guys share on your social medias and all that, the more new faces we're getting, like we did last week, and we keep growing the channel even faster. And meet more new faces as we go. But again, like we did last week. Emma, behave yourself. Ulster, Scotland, mother side, and Northern Ireland. Okay. Well, if you ask Stefan, the thing is, if you ask Tom, he's one of his mods blocked one of his mods that was on the show, went into the chat and timed out one of the mods for 5 minutes. So it can be done, apparently. Oh, yeah, I'm a shame as well. Fucking hell. Even though you can tell this isn't a football shirt. I'm wearing, t-shirt, whatever you call it. I'm representing England. First and foremost, I was born and bred here. Even though I've got an immediate bloodline on my mum's dad's side in Scotland, the Scottish side of things. I'm born and raised in England, so go on, Declan. Stefan, so I saw, yeah, so it can be done because it's not yuck. I prefer the one flavour I don't like Lucasade, like the fizzy Lucasade wise. The only flavour I don't have a fancy for so far is the orange, but it's only a minute's time or so for Craig Brown. I haven't tried that one. I'll be honest, I haven't tried that one. But the original orange apple, I think it's the Caribbean flavored one. Out of them four I mentioned there, the only one out of them four that I've actually drunk myself, the only one I don't like is the orange. The orange one's just too sweet for me, personally. I haven't tried to pick lemonade myself. I like the fizzy orange, but it's no Pepsi. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The game's not even underway. We're talking crap basically already. Not even underway in mine, and we're already talking crap. That's not even related to the game. And we're off. There we go. Here we go. By the way, guys, there's a poll in the chat. Do you want to take part in it? It's completely simple. Who do you think wins this game? Scotland, the home team, or do England continue their dominance, so we say, in this fixture this century and remain unbeaten? 7 up. Oh, I like 7 up. Iron brew, iron brew, iron brew. I like myself. I do like myself an occasional drink of iron brew, by the way. That's a Scottish of me, to be honest. Oh dear, bit of iron brew. That's it. That's how in the game. It's only just kicked off. It's not just a minute into the game when we're talking about fizzy drinks. Here we go. Tom says Scotland in their best form in years. England's still gonna win though, because. Oh dear! Oh bloody hell! Also, that Scotland have since apologies since Steve Clarke took over Scotland, they have been going on the upwards. Even though they didn't qualify, again, they did the usual Scottish thing in the actual main competition. In the main competition, so I've seen it ever since the last comment. They did the usual thing of getting to the tournament and getting smashed out of it from the get go, and not qualifying for the knockout rounds as per historically anyway. That's outside of that European Championship itself. All the other games, all the other qualifiers and friendlies, they are winning now. They're beating the teams they should be beating. They even beat. Was it? They didn't. I think they've even beaten. I know Spain aren't the same as they once were, but they've even beaten Spain in their qualifying. They're top of their qualifying. If this is a friendly, right? They could qualify for the Euros next summer tonight if the result goes their way between Norway and Spain. I think if it's a draw, they're through without even kicking another ball, basically, with games to spare. 15 points out of how many? I can't remember. Out of exactly how much, but they've got 15 points. They're walking in their group. They're going to win their group. They've got Spain and Norway now. And especially in Norway, they have an Erling Haaland and Odegaard. So, yeah, I've got to say, they are doing their bit, but corner here for England. Get them. That's one option. And the keeper just clatters into our player, but it's away a bit. One colours on the scoreboard, that's got them all playing in dark blue, white shorts, and red socks. But there's technically red. There you go. That's my get out. They're wearing red socks, so I'm keeping it red. Oh, dear. I'm showing no bias then, because England don't have any red in their kits. I'm showing no bias on that side of things. Oh, dear God. The Scotland jersey, it does look nice, actually. I've got to say, it does actually look the dog's bees, basically. Birthday again, Mr. Tom. I mean, how old are you now, Tom? Declan was better than the Ireland jersey. I mean, don't get all the praise I give Nike for their Arsenal when they were the Arsenal kit makers and all that. Since we've left them, they've gone downhill. I mean, the template, that's a fucking template basically with a bit of blue on it. Basically, I just don't like the men's home kit for the England team. Never liked it. I'm 412 years old. When are you going to regenerate, Tom, into your next form? Oh dear. Yeah, I've just never liked this template. It looks cheap. It looks tacky. And again, Adidas make the Scotland kits, but Adidas get spot on it again. And also, if you're going to take digs at Declan, you're going to have to take digs at Jack Grealish as well, because he did the exact same thing. So you've de-aged him. He's aged himself massively. You've de-aged him. Colonel's in the chat says he's pissed out of his head. Oh, God. Well, whereabouts are you, Colonel, though? You out and about? You're safe at home getting pissed. The last... Yeah, Jesus Christ. To get a haircut this week for Sunday's events. The last few Arsenal jerseys by Nike were lazy and boring. I don't remember now. The last one we had, I liked that one just because it was just a lot more. It's more so that the round neck, the navy blue round neck, and then the sleeve was mainly white with the royal blue, white, and red bit on the sleeves, like circles going round, individual circle going round. I like the kit, and obviously one of that we entered our trophyless duck and that, so it's another reason why I like it, because obviously we lifted it and there. The one I was never sure was our anniversary one. In Van Persie's, which was Van Persie's, so his last season at Arsenal, sorry. That massive mocked up for the one season only Arsenal badge, like the white imprint, like the printed on it. It was a printed on it. No matter what, because this is before they introduced all these replicas and this, that, and the other. It was like whatever, and it was a printed. So it was printed on. They're just white. It was just airy. I just didn't like it myself, but yeah, that's the one. That looks. That's a finished one material-wise as well. It felt when you got and touched it. Others, though, I didn't mind it. What was it? I don't think now. Others, I didn't mind though. That's the only one I think. The only one I personally think they got the ball on was the anniversary one, where it just felt lazy in terms of it. It was an anniversary year for the club. Oh, Tinny's down already. For fuck's sake. Oh, talking her down. Here we are.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Just tired, mate. Very tired.
At least we're not melting today.
No, that's one consolation.
How did you all cope with all that, by the way?
Sorry?
How did you guys cope for the last week, though?
Oh, mate. I had to go to a wedding. I was at a wedding on Saturday and it was in a barn.
Oh, bloody hell. But that's fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was actually good, but it kicked off at 11 a.m, so you can imagine.
Dead heat. The dead heat.
Yeah. And it was really hot at 11 o'clock, to be fair.
Yeah. No, I was doing the Watchalong for the women's second game against Paris on Saturday. And literally second half, it was that hot, because I live near the airport, it was that hot, all the roofers in the area went down for half an hour. Completely broke down. I'm like, oh, fantastic. I mean, I'm sitting there stressing because it was like nothing was working. I was like, no, and I'm melting as well. But how's Bobby been as well?
You all right? Yeah, he's all good, mate.
Yeah.
He's all good. He's in bed asleep. Yeah.
Yeah, you're apparently a saucy sausage by according to Tom.
I'll leave that one there.
Years of practice.
How you don't get drunk. I could do with getting drunk now, to be fair.
Oh,
it's an interesting game, isn't it? They're actually in good form in Scotland.
Yeah, 15 wins, undefeated in the last 15 games. And they're top of their group. They're fifth, as I said before. When you consider their group, they've got Spain. I know Spain aren't what they once were. We've got Spain in your group. You've beaten Spain as well on home turf. You've still got playing up there in. And you've got a Norway with Erling Haaland and Odegaard. And you're top of that group and comfortable. To the point, if Norway and Spain, who played each other tonight, draw 0-0. Spain qualify without even kicking a ball in the group for the Euros next summer. What about Germany, though? Getting battered 4-1 by Japan.
Did they? Where at?
I think it's Thursday or Friday. They got back on home turf. No, it was in Germany.
Oh, mate, they've been dreadful for a few years now, haven't they?
Yeah. The day afterwards, sacked the manager.
Who's
the new manager?
Who's the new manager?
They haven't hired one yet. The guy they had before was the old Bayern Munich manager.
Yeah.
Killick or something like that. Yeah, I'm sure he was. Now, Kai was. Yeah, the 4-1 defeat. He was man of the match. Yeah.
That don't do his confidence any good, does it? Jesus.
No. Oh dear. Looking forward to seeing him on Sunday.
Oh, here we go. Oh, I don't know, mate.
We know it's going to happen. No matter what we want, it's going to happen.
What? We lose to Everton?
No, as in Kai Havertz is going to fucking start. So we may as well get used to it.
Well, do you know what? Right, looking at it, I think he ain't going to change it, is he? He's going to keep with the same team. So as long as everyone's fit, it should be the same team that started against Man United.
Yeah.
He done all right against Fabio Vieira when he come on against United. So, do you know what I mean? He's knocking on the door, isn't he?
And we've got PSV on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, because the game's been moved. Yeah, so Wednesday night playing at home against PSV. So they'll get more minutes as well, either way.
You know they're going to play a midfield four central midfielders now and then, do you know what I mean? With 4 centre-backs. It'll be the same old story, won't it? Well, Sean Dyche. Yeah, I think he'll go Havertz. I think he'll start Jesus though. I think that needs to happen. Yeah. I think we just need to hold up with Havertz till Jesus starts and then see what happens, because it might be that Jesus kind of opens up a little space for him. Yeah. And I think that's obviously the I was thinking, where's this goal come from? I think Jesus could be the unlock that Havertz might need.
Hopefully,
if that ain't the answer, then I don't know what is.
There's literally just not drop him per se, and ease him back in via being a sub and building up that way. But surely we've got to go Everton and win there. We've got to win there after all these years. There's a last year at Goodison Park as well. They're there for the taking. They've got 1 point out of 12. If we can't beat them in that form, we never will.
But ain't this the form that they've had the last 2 years that we've played them? Do you know what I mean?
But both last season it was new manager bounce that got us. The new manager bounce, because Sean Dyche had just come in days before.
Yeah.
And Benitez was the season before that was just for Benitez, and we just been with Aubameyang being done over basically, because that was just before Aubameyang got dropped. So there's issues going off behind the scenes there, weren't there? That then seeped into the 11, and we just got stupid points again. But last year itself was more that Sean Dyche had just been hired 3 days prior, and got a bloody they got that new manager bounce, for fuck's sake. Technically, we should have had a Frank Lampard Everton, and we would have obliterated them that day.
I think. Oh, sorry. I think it's one of them. I think it's one of them games on where I'm actually glad it's moved from Saturday to Sunday. Strangely enough, I'm actually glad that it's actually moved from Saturday to Sunday. Obviously, it gives us that additional day's rest as well. But I suppose the other side of looking at it is we've got obviously PSV Wednesday, haven't we? So
yeah, at home, it's home. We don't have to travel for that one. That's one blessing, I suppose.
So we should beat him, shouldn't we? But I think I honestly think after watching the game last year, Jesus needs to start up front in that game.
Yeah. I don't see why not. He'll be on high, even though his goal was just to seal the points, basically, but he'll be on high on that as well. Wanting to prove a point now. And I think, again, because Formula Everton are in, they're there for the taking. That's perfect for him, basically. He's more physical as well than compared to Eddie, with all due respect to Eddie.
You watched the early games last year away from home. Do you know what I mean? Like the games against Bournemouth. Like, you know what I mean? Like even in game against Chelsea, do you know what I mean? Like he was key, weren't he, at the time? Like he does so much work up there. He makes things happen, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like even if you look at the goal on Sunday, I know it's in the 100th minute, but he makes it happen, don't he? He's very good with his feet, and he is a top level player. He's a top level player, and he's the kind of guy that's gonna get Martinelli playing again.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it wouldn't surprise me if Martinelli scores Sunday. That if Jesus starts.
No, it's a good shout.
If Jesus starts, you always see Martinelli. He always seems to kind of peak when Jesus plays. And I think the same could be said of Arvex potentially, hopefully. Interestingly, Arvex's best game still was up front for us against Man City.
The Community Shield, yeah.
Yeah, it was probably his best game. Jesus, Foden, man.
Touching wood. So far, so good in terms of no injuries so far for our players. There's a bit of a scare of Gabriel, but seems to be more of a bruising than anything else.
Is that old Brian Gunn's son in goal?
I think so, yeah. It is, yeah. I was saying before, only fucking Southgate can make so many changes and make us and make our defence look weaker than. I know it's a friendly, but it's the oldest international rivalry in football. Why is he not playing his so-called strongest back line? Go on, Russia. Oh, Foden, your twat. I'm sorry, if he's in the Man City shirt, he scores that.
I still don't know what I think of Foden as a whole. Do you know that?
For Man City, you'll see a different Foden. It scores, efforts, and whatever. England just never turns up. Going back to the Euros when we hosted it.
Yeah, but can you imagine putting Saka in that? Could you imagine putting Saka in the Man City team?
I don't want to think about that, but he would fit in. I don't want to think about that.
You know, he'd smash more goals than what Foden does.
Oh yeah. Oh, Spain have scored against Cyprus.
Offside. That's shit. That's awesome.
And just saying, get steady, ready, steady, Eddie on. He hasn't played a single minute so far. I would like to see him play today. Just for some minutes, just to get that international cap.
Wait a minute.
I'll show you the team. Have you not seen the teams yet?
Well,
I'll show you the team. One second. Bear with me. The screen. Boom. That's the team there. Ramsdale, Ramsdale in goal. Walker, Trippier. Trippier's at left back, by the way. Declan Rice, Mark Gay from Crystal Palace, Lewis Dunk, Foden, Calvin Phillips, who doesn't play for Man City, but it's even here on there. Harold Kane, Jude Bellingham, and Marcus Rashford.
That should be more than enough, though, shouldn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I suppose the the question marks around Calvin Phillips, is it? Does he deserve to be in there? Like, you'd certainly sit there and think that someone like Conor Gallagher would deserve to be in there more than him.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? And
Calvin doesn't play football. Calvin just doesn't play club football nowadays.
And it bores me, Kieran Trippier at left back. He's not a left back.
Oh,
like, and we not got another left back. Do you know what I mean? In the squad, or even in the fucking country. Do you know what I mean?
Ironically, on the bench, Ben Chilwell, the actual left back, is on the bench. He's not injured. It's just.
But he's played there. He's always played Trippier there, isn't he? He's played him there quite a number of times. I like Trippier, but he's a right back. Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you either pick him or Walker. And to be fair, we are very strong on the right back position, but left back, it's just we should have two left backs in the squad, shouldn't we? Like what he's saying is we've only got Shaw or the Chelsea guy, Chilwell.
Yeah.
Like he brought like that Mitchell in, didn't he, from Palace for one game, but we didn't see him again.
Yeah, basically, yeah, sounds about right as well.
But like, what other left backs are there? There's got to be a couple of others.
It's got to be, yeah. I think now. Depends who they're playing for, though, isn't it, as well?
But the Maguire and Phillips is just like I just don't like. I don't get out. Like, there's obviously things have happened with Ben White, but Ben White's playing week in, week out, and he's been playing at centre back this year, and he can't get in front of Harry Maguire. He's not paid nothing. Let's be honest here, right? When he come on the pitch at the Emirates, he got absolutely mugged off, didn't he? Like
the fact that he came on, and I'm at home, and all I could hear was cheering from our own fans. But he said he was coming on.
This is our first choice centre back for England. Like, could you imagine back in the day, like someone doing that to Sol Campbell, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Tony Adams? It wouldn't happen, would it? Your first choice centre back getting that absolutely, it wouldn't happen, mate. It just shows you like the situation we're in, that we're having to go to Harry Maguire to start games for England.
We don't have to. It's just Southgate being Southgate.
Well, yeah, but in his head, we have to. In his head, we have to.
Yeah.
I just thought it's astonishing, mate. It's absolutely astonishing that Maguire's starting games for England, and it's even quite astonishing that Phillips is starting games, even tonight. Like, what's he done this year and last year to be playing in this game tonight? Okay, yeah, he's done well. He's done well in the past for England. I'm not arguing that. Do you know what I mean? In the slides, but he's not playing.
At least he was playing. That's the thing. When we were calling for him to be playing, get selected.
But this is what Man City do. They done it with Fabian Delph. They did exactly the same thing. Fabian Delph. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's awful. Yeah, but they don't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good little power, Billing. We could have done better with the ball there, though.
So I'm just reading Nemes's last comment one second on the screen. There we go. Ben White must have shot Southgate's wife.
Well, he definitely did something, didn't he? Jesus.
Something went down in Qatar. I don't care what their PR was or is. Something went down. He's never been selected since, and his form for club has never dipped.
You can't be telling me Lewis Dunk's better than Ben White as well. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, exactly.
Like, I don't see us doing anything again because I just don't see. I just don't see someone like Southgate change. Well, he ain't going to change his ways, is he? If he hasn't changed it now, he's never going to change it. So, hopefully, the Euros is his last tournament.
Hopefully.
Tell you what, I'm going to put a little wager on it. He'll end up as Crystal Palace manager.
What, Southgate?
Yep.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yep. Royals are a 1 year deal. Euros finishes. Southgate walks into Palace. Former player as well.
And then with that, put a score on Palace to get relegated.
You can see that definitely happening, mate. We know how Steve Parish loves the Crystal Palace guy as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Get your money on it, boys and girls. You heard it fair first and fastest. Fun.
2 attempts in this game, and that's only from England. No, apart from that, just nothing. We've got. I say we're having a slightly more possession. We're just doing nothing with it.
Well, we're just not excited. Like, with the players we've got, we should be exciting, mate. This team should be absolutely exciting. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's got to a point with Southgate. Even the media putting reports out there that Serena Weigman or Pep Guardiola are going to take over from his job after the Euros. But they're putting names down already. So, like the FA's ends, like, and Serena's one of the heads that they're putting forward. Pep ain't gonna happen. Let's get that. Well,
that's good.
He's the best player in the Premier League. Of course, we're going to go. It's just
But it's not exciting, is it? It's not what exciting England. You look at this England generation, right? You look at the players that we've got coming through, right? Like you're talking like the 2 biggest talents in the world, Bellingham and Saka. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's not exciting watching us. And why is it not exciting? Like you got Declan Rice now, who's like come to us. Like obviously a big move for him. So it's not like we haven't got the players because we have got the players. It's just the way. Like what? Why? Yeah, go on.
No, I was going to say. I think when Southgate does step down after next summer, touch wood, I think we need to go down the foreign route with a manager because we've tried this for years now. We've been trying this English route, and every English manager is the same type of English manager: slow, boring, park the bus football, and we've got amazing talent here that's going to waste. And people mention Eddie Howe, but he's not going to leave Newcastle. If he's at Newcastle next summer, he ain't leaving Newcastle, no matter what. Graham Potter will be a shout normally, but obviously at the back of Chelsea, you'd want to give him a bit more time to rebuild his career, his confidence. So personally, I don't know who, but I think we need to go outside of our own shores for the next manager for England. But it's going to get someone that's going to make sense. It's going to get the best.
You see a Pep Guardiola taking over this team now?
No. Why would he leave a guaranteed thing at City?
Well,
for basically part-time hours with England, it's basically part-time.
I find it quite hard to believe that Pep Guardiola will take the job.
And then
if he took the job, they'd definitely. I don't think he'll go there, but they'll definitely fish Arteta out.
Exactly.
I don't see Pep Guardiola going to England after this job. Do you know what I mean?
From an international job, I think the only international job he'll do will be Spain because that's obviously where he comes. Because he's always said he'd want to do that at some point in his career.
Yeah, it makes total sense. It don't make any sense in taking England job.
No.
But it needs someone who's going to try and, do you know what I mean? Like we're just like watching us now, mate. There's just nothing, is there? It's not like it's just slow, boring football, isn't it?
Yeah. There's times when these outside when we do these international World Cups or the Euros and all that, we're doing these qualifiers. And I'm falling asleep. I'm just sitting there and I'm nodding off the actual game.
Well, I was hoping this would be good today, mate. I was hoping this would be like quite a thing, England and Scotland, but at the moment, there ain't no bite to this game, is there?
No, from either team. So far, anyway.
Like, this is England versus Scotland. Jesus.
In Glasgow as well. You know? At least the home crowd's up for it. I'll give them that.
They're going to be fit, weren't they?
I've just seen Cole have a phone. He just lobbed it back to Ramsdale and he threw him under the bus. If Ramsdale didn't have good touch and good ball control, he'd be fucked. And I just don't get this back four. I just don't. We've got Sam in the chat as well. Sam's joined us. All of the regular delinquents are here. Mr. Bennett's almost open for business. referring to yourself. Oh dear.
Always have business, mate. The old lights are out tonight.
Yeah. Colonel says, I'm so glad that your channels as human beings have kept me company throughout my depression, whilst others gave up on me and gave up on me, sorry, and kept me alive and kicking, like I've said many times. That's no, again, Colonel, you always know we're always here for you. You need to talk to us off air and all that. We're always here for you, privately or whatever. Just drop us a message and we're there. Same with Andrew and all that as well.
Oh, great ball. There you go. Go! Yeah. I'll tell you what, that initial ball from Bellingham was absolute quality.
What a player he is, though. He's actually. How has he got to Real Madrid straight away? He's up his ante already.
Well, this is the other thing we're talking in when we're talking about like golden, like this generation. I'm not going to use the word golden as it goes, but this generation, Phil Foden should be a massive piece of this, shouldn't he?
He should. The quality he is, and what we see at Man City on a weekly basis, he should be by now.
He's just lucky he's in the right place at the right time there, Foden, and just smashed it in against him. But that ball from Bellingham, absolute top quality. To be fair, as it goes, a bit harsh to me there saying that about Foden. He did guide that well.
You know it's not an Arsenal watch-along when Liam's just when a goal is scored, he just goes goal. Doesn't celebrate and scream the house down.
Mate, after that Declan Rice goal, mate, the other week, mate, I don't think I'm ever going to celebrate louder. Oh, I love you, Jubbly. Oh, I love it. I love that. I love the Man United salt, mate. Honestly, really pleases me.
Well. They're still going on about that as well.
Oh, mate, they've been going on it for weeks and weeks and weeks, mate. And then you got old Knob Jockey Central over there in East London. Do you know what I mean? Oh, what a knob jockey that geezer is. I bet that right hurt him as well. I bet that right hurt him. Big old 96th minute winner by Declan Rice. Oh,
in the old North Bank, wasn't it as well at the North Bank?
Yeah,
North Bank near post. Oh no, I couldn't get a hand to it properly. They were shit though. We should have dealt with them well before.
We weren't good. We weren't good, was we? Really, we weren't good whatsoever. But it was one of the games.
They are Man United. Oh shit.
Yeah, but it was the way they were playing, mate. Like trying and suck us in, weren't they? Like literally trying to get us to press their goalkeeper, so they could just try. Like it was like a game of chess, weren't it? Like we're not going to do it because, and then we didn't do it, but then we still got done by a counter attack, and that's typical us at the moment. Just keep getting done by counter attacks.
What did you think? Because obviously you're as I say, you're in the North, but you're lower tier block A. When they go through and they've scored, do you actually? Because obviously you can't see that Gabriel's done. So how did you react to all that?
So here you go. Should be 2-0. Jude Bellingham.
Yeah,
absolute dreadful, isn't it?
Come on, the Scots are falling apart.
Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us.
Now you're gonna believe us. The Scots are falling apart. Wait.
But yeah, what did I think? I thought, fuck. No, I'll tell you exactly what I thought. Yeah, right. There was two things I thought. The first thing I thought was, how the fuck have we lost this game? Like you're just in disbelief. But then I'm like, wait a minute, he's just gone clean through. I ain't 100% that he's onside. So what I couldn't understand is, how people just storm out the stadium before VAR gets involved. And mate, there was 10s, 20s walking out that storming out that stadium. There was at that point.
Idiots.
And but then it was a weird situation because we heard the cheer from the media box.
Did you?
So if you watch back that game, you hear a slight cheer, and it's all from the media box. So when I heard a cheer, I was like, "He's offside, isn't he?" And then literally about a few seconds later, it comes up that he's offside. And you just sit there and you think, God, that's a big moment, that, isn't it? Not 89th minute. And at that point, you're sitting there thinking, we'll get away with a draw here now over that. You're not. And then you see the 8 minutes come up and you think, Jesus, I didn't really think that we was going to score in that 8 minutes, if I'm being totally honest.
Just weren't in the final third. It just weren't falling for us, was it? No matter what we did, it just weren't falling for us. And to that point, and big days. And the corner itself, the corner was poor as well. Let's not get it twisted. The corner
against Bournemouth was poor.
And Declan's just off his face pretty much at one point. The ball comes up off his chest off his chin. He still just goes, okay, boom.
And then you're sitting there thinking. Then I'm thinking when Wright scores, because obviously you watch it in fast motion. I hope he hasn't used his hand to bring that down or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or his arm. That was the first thing I was thinking. And I was like, do I want to celebrate? Do I want to celebrate? And obviously I was celebrating, but you do have that worry, don't you, of VAR, especially when you've just seen it happen to the other team, like literally a few minutes before. But let's be honest, it could have happened to a better club. And he's offside. I don't know what they're arguing about. He's offside. Do you know what I mean? He is offside. Yeah. They're sitting there, he ain't offside. Yeah, he's offside. There ain't no different angle. Do you know what I mean? He's offside. Mate, this could be free. Mate, this could be free. It would be if you put that ball right.
There's a check here for a pen on my end.
Like, to be fair, like our team should be like literally competing. We should be looking to win stuff, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Odegaard's just scored.
Hey, that'll do his confidence the world of good. I'll check what that does for them in their group actually a sec. But I'll be honest, when their goal went in, the one that got rolled off for offside, I'm on the stream going. I just got up. I walked off before they did all the replays. And I've got up. I walked off the camera and I was like, I can't believe we've thrown this away. This is before seeing the replays and this, that, and I was like, and then,
mate, it would have been a big problem. We lost that game.
And when they did their check, to
be fair, when you first see it the first time, man, you don't think he's offside, do you?
No, because it's so fast. It's like boom, boom, boom. But it's 2-0 apparently to Norway. To terminate the scored first apparently. Both the Norwegian boys have scored.
What's Declan Rice doing on the floor?
Oh, for God's sake, that's all we need. But every time I watched it back, it looked even better. But the way Gabriel's literally so switched on, he's watching the ball to play, and he sees Garnacho is about to make the run, and he's just Gabriel just yams himself to make sure try and play him offside. It works. Thankfully,
I think there's no doubts, mate. If they'd gone and won that game, mate, the detriment, like, let's be honest, there'd have been the focus would have been on the Harvests. Yeah. Would have been much higher than what it is, even though it is quite. But it's not even that. You're just getting rats like Stuart Robson now coming out with his shit. Stuart Robson, I've never liked. Do you know that? Like, he had a massive agenda, didn't he, with Wenger and all that?
Yeah.
And he's a snake. I don't even know why we had him. I don't know why we had him on the Arsenal channel, mate, years ago, to be honest with you, because the geezer's an absolute snake. And he starts digging him out and all that, saying loads of people booing him, like fans. When you say fans, you're saying fans. So you're making it out like a majority of fans are booing him. No, I haven't heard it.
I didn't hear it. And I was there match day one as well. I watched every single game. I watched every single game at home as well. I'm not heard one boo or cheer whenever Kaiser touched that ball.
But yeah, like, if we lost that game, mate, you can imagine, mate, there would have been. You can imagine that the regulars would be spouting their mouth off, and it would just been a shit situation, wouldn't it? Like losing at home as well, and like it's totally different to like losing at Old Trafford. If you lose at home to them, then you're basically looking at quite a tough uphill task. And then you go to Everton next game that we haven't won in a couple of years anyway. And we'd have had. Arteta's out all international week, wouldn't we? We'd have been listening to it all week, and you'd have been listening to pundits going on and everything. Is Arteta the right man? And do you know what I mean? Has he lost his touch? Has he been like all the selection issues? Is he picking the right team? It'd be messy. It would have been messy.
Yeah. But thankfully, we've got the win, and that's the main thing.
Yeah,
And not only that, there's the counter attack against them as well. At the end of Fabio Vieira, the assist, like the first, runs to it, bang, first time to Jesus, and Jesus puts Dallas on his sends Dallas sliding, and then just passes it into the net, and just like.
Well, I'll tell you what that Jesus goals does, right. That kind of takes away any kind of ill put out of that game, because some people might have sat there and gone at 2-1, they got out of jail there, but obviously beating them 3-1 and having that meant I think the last goal is even better to watch than the Rice goal, if I'm being totally honest. I just think that it just totally changed the landscape of like how people would perceive that game coming out of it. And obviously having that back four back is handy as well. And having White back at right back.
Yeah.
You just can't change it, mate. That's where we've got to go, mate. Obviously until Timber returns.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk as well, mate. Don't know what you think, right? That people were saying that Timber was going to stay at left back and Zinchenko going in midfield.
Well, it's all kicking off. Could be the possibility. Wouldn't be against it, because obviously Zinchenko for his country does play midfield nowadays. So he's got.
Don't know if I see it
though. Not on a regular basis. I would say against the lesser teams, so we say, like the Lutons and the teams that are battling to stay up and things like that. Just the teams who should be being at home, just for rotation during the Champions League group stage and all that. Maybe see it. Maybe could see it in that time frame. But in terms of Timber, again, if he hadn't got that injury, I wouldn't have been against it, because Timber has come in, he hit the ground running from pre-season onwards up to the point where he fell to the floor. But yeah, there's options. Again, there's options though. It's keeping opposition on their toes. They're not the same 11 every time now.
What's your thoughts with the Champions League coming up? Because obviously we're going to start rolling in now, aren't we, to playing every 3-4 days. We was able to get away with playing part of the string team in the Europa League, weren't we? He was pretty much rotating it, wasn't he? Rotating players in and out, weren't he? Like he played the majority first team, but then there'd be about 3 or 4. Like, where'd you see this now? Because obviously he ain't going to be able to do that in the Champions League, is he?
No, I'm looking at this one second. You better me a second. Get the squad up, because they released the actual image of the squad today as well for the Champions League. 1 second. I'll share on the screen. But that's something he's going to have to learn. He's going to have to rotate. This is different. This ain't Europa League. This ain't Europa League anymore. He can't just put his second team in there for the best. Let's share screen. Here we go. So yeah, this is the Champions League squad. Ramsdale, David Raya, James Henderson, the third choice. I'm assuming our third choice goalkeeper for this season. Cedric, because no one would take him. One of our youngsters, Lina Salsa, because obviously Timber's out. Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Ben White, Gabriel, Chako Kiwa, William Saliba, Mohamed El Neni, Jorginho, Karte, Declan, Martin, Kai, Fabio, Smith Rowe, Leonardo, Kyle, Gabriel Martinelli, Reece Nelson, Eddie, and Jesus. So, I mean, apart from, as I say, one time I think, there we go, 1 sec. Cedric, I don't see it. Again, maybe against Cedric might play against Lons, because they might be the battering team of the group, maybe, just get minutes there. Apart from Hillius and the third choice goalkeeper, Salsa, that's a strong squad. But still, you'd still expect with rotation for us to win our games in our group stages. But in terms of obviously we know Thomas is out as well. We know Partey's out for the first couple of games because of his injury, whatever. But again, with El Neni back, Jorginho, Declan, we've got options now. There's no excuse for the opponents. Wherever your opponent, we've got different options now.
What I do find interesting there is obviously one of my first things when I looked at it was Thomas Partey in the squad, and that kind of tells you, right, they do expect him back.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that's the kind of situation that is.
Hopefully, You're injured, but there you go, you're on the list.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, if we see Vieira starting in the Premier League more, or Harvey's one. Either way, I think that will definitely be rotated, that position. So, I think he will obviously try and play Odegaard in. I don't see Odegaard being rested, if I'm being totally honest, show, or Declan Rice. But I think potentially that left-hand side could get rotated. Obviously, Saka. Trossard's the other one.
Yeah. In terms of, I think Kai would be more suited to Champions League. Just being honest, because obviously he's been playing in Champions League for the last few years at Chelsea. He won it, could have won and go, one of them. I think he's just more suited over the last few years. He knows what the demands are already for that competition. As I say, see more Fabio as well. I think with that we'll see more Fabio and ESR in the Premier League, and then one of them, at least one of them two that I mentioned, Fabio or ESR, getting bit part roles in the sub appearances for Kai in the Champions League as well, to get their minutes up and get their confidence, especially if Smith-Rowe get his confidence up.
David Raya.
I think he'll be the Champions. I think he'll, because he's second choice as we speak. I think he'll be the goalkeeper, the starting goalkeeper in the Champions League. Sorry. Just because that seems how we go down our route. He's not a bad option either, let's be honest.
But
he's got no experience in the Champions League or European football.
Controversial, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's going to be the interesting one. Graham Ramsey, how he rotates that.
Yeah.
I think definitely there's a thing where I'm not sure. I think in some games Trossard will start on the left.
Yeah.
I think you definitely rotate Martinelli and Trossard.
Yeah, definitely got the option. Again, we've got the players, so why not? I don't want this thing of him playing the same players in every 3 or 4 days constantly, running them into the ground. And then only relying on the backups. Can
you see Jorginho starting away from home?
What's that? Jorginho away from home.
Slow the game down.
Yeah. To our tempo, get our control of the game and all that. Yeah.
I can see that definitely. He might even move Declan over in certain games. Especially if we're going away to PSV. Like, remember PSV last year was absolutely fucking abysmal, weren't we? I think what was it, 2 or 3-0? Could have been 5-0. I remember watching it on here.
We lost 2-0, but it could have. We just weren't.
I think they had 3 goals disallowed, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think they had 3 goals disallowed, and that's where I think we've got to be quite clever. I think that's where Jorginho will come in certain games and slow the game down, especially away from home. Like if you go to Seville and you go to definitely Seville. You want that experience in there, don't you? You want that guy who's been there, done it, knows how to go to these grounds and play the way that's going to be needed
at that level as well. Not Europa League level, at Champions League level. He's played it recently. It's like Kai. That's what we need. That's the thing we need. We needed to add that experience into our squad. So once we did get back in the Champions League, like we did. We had the players, the know-how on and off the pitch, basically. Even if they weren't starting, they can in training or for a game in warm-ups. They're there guiding. They can lend their experience. And again, that's just, as you say, away from home, I think Jorginho is perfect to come in that midfield alongside Declan or whoever, and just be that experienced head alongside him, and just be, look, I've been here. This is what we do. This is how we're going to get around it. In a bit of sticky mud. Okay, no worries. This is how we get around it.
I can see that definitely happening, mate. 100% away from home. I don't see it happening at home. I think we have to go our normal way at home. Do you know what I mean? But it is interesting because I think what concerns me is more like if we get some injuries to the back four. Do you know what I mean? I think that's where he's going to have to really cleverly rotate. As such, because Gabriel and Saliba, you literally would think we're going to have to play all the time. And Ben White, right back, we're being totally honest. There's no way I want to see. Like, I think Tomiyasu may kind of rotate at times.
Give or take injuries and all that, yeah. Just again.
I still think we're one short, mate, but it all depends, right? If he does kind of embed Wolves Waters in. Like, is it like I would be bringing this guy in against Brentford. Like, play him potentially at right back and have someone really experienced beside him, like Saliba.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, then you got a situation where you don't want to be risking Saliba against Brentford in the Carabao Cup, do you? Because we know what happened last year in the UEFA Cup.
Yeah. This is the thing now, because we have got some, again, I know Timber's out, but we have got somewhat depth, as it stands, some depth into our defence. So if a player is coming a knock, there's a slight possibility they're coming a knock. We don't have to risk it again like we did last year with Saliba and all that. If they're 100% fit, you obviously they play. But if there's a slight knock, just match day squad out completely. Don't do the repeat of what you did against Lisbon, because that fucked us basically for the running. Not having Saliba, that fucked us. That quality in terms of his defensive abilities and his leadership qualities as well just completely took us out the title race in the end.
Interesting one from Canterbury Gooner. He thinks Tomiyasu will start a left back on Sunday.
We've played it a few times the last year or so in big games and not so big games. So again, assuming he comes back.
That's interesting.
From his international break, not injured, I won't be surprised.
Especially if he wants Zinchenko on Wednesday night. I'm not sure Zinchenko can. Well, I'm not sure what his fitness level's like at the moment, so it's not a bad shout there. It's just whether Arteta thinks differently.
No, exactly. There was some half-time scores, by the way, up and down Europe. I've got a few here on the screen. One sec. We've got Belgium beating Estonia 2-0. Israel, Belarus is 0-0. Italy actually winning a game for once against Ukraine 2-1. Malta losing 2-0 to North Macedonia. Norway are beating Georgia 2-0, we mentioned already. Romania, Kosovo 0-0. Obviously, we're beating Scotland. Spain are winning 2-0 against Cyprus. Sweden 0, Austria 0. Switzerland 0, Andorra 0. And in the international friendly, Germany 1, France 0. So they've sacked their manager and actually decided to turn up. Yeah.
Sorry, mate, I was reading a message. I'm just saying
that the irony behind Germany sacking their manager after losing to Japan, and they're now beating the runners up of the World Cup in France 1-0.
Who scored it?
Someone smaller in the 4th minute. The old head. Oh, Emerson's saying Saliba starts tonight as well for France, and Kaiser and Zinchenko starts for Ukraine. I mean, Zinchenko's the captain. I think Zinchenko's their captain, so I would expect him to start, to be honest. Kai, again, that's not going to his confidence any good. And Saliba, bloody hell. So, what's going on? Let's have a look at these teams then. Let's have a look at the teams. Have a look.
But yeah,
yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I think Sunday we got to go. We need to get rid of this hoodoo. We need to get rid of this Everton hoodoo Sunday. I can't be doing it again, mate. It was interesting. I think the Misfit put that we 7 years we haven't won there.
7 years.
Unbelievable when you think about it.
We either draw there or lose there, one of the two. But as I say, it's ridiculous. We need to end that once and for all. And that in itself, if we do go there Sunday, put a performance in and get the result, morale-wise for the team, breaking that hoodoo that we saw last season, going to Tottenham after into the net spell and other hoodoos we had last season, the boost it gave the team, that could give the team this year, because that's one of the things that fucked us back last season. Sorry, that second half of last season.
I honestly think Jesus makes a different option up front though for us, or definitely away from home. I think definitely away from home. Yeah, right. We was good away from home last year when he was in the team. We was very, very good away from home. Do you know what I mean? It's not sugarcoated. We was good away from home. Like that start of that season, okay, we weren't scoring, right? But we won every game but one, and we drew it, didn't we? Like we was on absolute fire last year, and like we was winning away from home every week. Yeah. If you've got, and for me, Declan Rice is an upgrade on Partey in defensive midfield, anyway anyone wants to look at it. So I think where the problem is at the moment, it's not the actual number 6 role, it's the 8 role, isn't it? It's that's the role that we need someone to take it by the ball and arms. Get that number 8 role sorted, mate, and then we're laughing.
Yeah. Sam's asking, so Tomiyasu is going to start. So Tomiyasu is going to start ahead of Zinchenko. Doubt it again. It depends on obviously players and fitness going back from international duty where they've travelled from after their last game. That's going to be a big indicator for certain players as well, and who plays and who doesn't.
I think personally it'd be Zinchenko, but I can see the logic around it. I can see the logic in terms of if he wants him ready for the Champions League, can he? But then it's a home game anyway, isn't it?
Sunday for Everton is, The
PSV.
Oh, PSV on Wednesday, PSV Wednesday is home game. Sorry.
I think as long as if everyone's right, I think he'll start Zinchenko Sunday.
Yeah, again, sort of blessed in one sense that our first game back is at home, because obviously we've got Everton away on Sunday, as you mentioned, and then we've got obviously Wednesday we're playing at home, and we're at home on the North London derby on Sunday. So we ain't got much travelling in that sense coming back from international break. Apart from Merseyside, that's the most. So if you wait for nice us a bit there, they haven't sent us a fucking Sevilla or Timbuktu. I think the furthest they could send us is Holland.
So just laughing at Sam's message.
Sounds about right.
What's your poison, girl? I tell you what, right? In some ways, I wish I was in the bar when we beat Man United. I'd have been pouring it all out, mate.
Oh dear.
Not around Sunday, unfortunately, mate.
No worries, that's cool.
I'm over at my mate Ben's in Hampshire watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be a bad thing to be. I don't know.
Yeah, might be to control yourself, maybe. Let's rant.
Yeah. I think we're due. I think we're due an Aston Villa kind of game, aren't we?
It's coming. It's got to be. It'll probably be fucking off on a double when you're there. Oh dear.
I might pour myself a cheeky one in a minute, thinking about it. You get me thinking of drink now.
It's all there.
It's all there, mate. I literally not drunk an absolute sip.
Just sitting there.
Sitting in a bar, right? And the worst thing is, right, she's gone to bed. So I'm looking out, mate. The house is totally black. And I'm sitting out here.
Liberties. Absolute liberties.
Not even a drink on me.
Oh, dear. Oh, there you go. Got an answer. Vodka and tonic from Nemeth.
Yeah. Did you see the black flag that I had in? Have you seen that one?
No.
Right. Did you see it? Oh, did you not see it? Let me send it to you.
Oh, what the one? Oh, I've got that. Yeah. What's name? Send it to you. I can't remember his name now.
The one that was on the wall?
On your garden fence, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I love that.
Myself somewhere around here. Need to get that up, actually. I've got the same guy sent it to me back in the last season. I mean, this is. I think this is taking it too far. To like shit.
Well, you know. Keep the secrets to ourselves, please.
Catch you later, folks. Enjoy the second half. Catch you later as well.
Hopefully,
hopefully we will. What is going on with the light? Is Liam streaming from Amsterdam? All my slab heads coming on.
Yeah, let me change the lights for you, boys. Let me change the lights for you. What should we go for? That about? Oh, yellow.
A bit of purple.
Let's do a green.
Oh.
Oh, I like that one. That's like a beigey colour. Like a beigey yellow.
Yeah.
No, it's orange. We'll have an orange.
Yeah, slabhead is coming on. Just
yeah. What I told you, mate. What's wrong with the geezer? Who's he come on for? Right.
I don't know. We're winning 2-0. We're comfortable. He's been on slabhead. They're all players. Of all the players, let me go through that bench again. One sec, I'll find it now. One sec. Of all the options on the bench, let's have a look. Just to rub salt in the wound now.
Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Our options on the bench are Ben Chilwell, the Saudi Arabian scumbag.
Oh, you can't.
Morvay. You could have brought Morvay on if you wanted to. Levi Corwell, you could have brought on. He brought on the slabhead for no reason. We're not even losing or struggling in this game.
I bet you we do fuck all in the second half. I bet they're well happy Scotland. He's come on, mate.
Yeah, right. Let's just pin it to him and just target that bastard. Oh dear. I was watching a video on YouTube earlier. I'll send it over to you later. It's basically these YouTubers. One of them's a Man United fan, and it's basically like they're reacting. And this particular video is they're reacting to like Harry Maguire moments, and the guy was just creasing up every clip. It's just hilarious. Seeing him here night like that. We're going through this shit. It's not just him, but he's shit. Oh, Guy's gone off. There you go, Guy. Crystal Palace defender went off. Oh dear. BX is saying, is that his own personal bar in the background? I'll let you have a guess on that one, BX, and I'm going to come back to you.
Someone just sent me a message here. I don't really appreciate it. Again, happy 14th anniversary, pal. It's the fucking added by Oran.
Oh, I wasn't even going to mention that today.
Yeah, I just
how did his career go anyway after that? I want to win trophies. Didn't win a single trophy at Man City. Then after that, went to fucking Tottenham. They took him backwards. Had one half season, and then even they hated. He's a god. Actually, no, he's shit still. Oh dear God. I think he's the only player in that time frame that left us and didn't do fuck all at the next club.
Yeah, basically he ended up at Spurs, didn't he? So yeah, he did do fuck all. He actually had a bet. He got to a cup final, didn't he, with Crystal Palace?
Didn't win, huh?
No.
Didn't know. Yeah, got to the final.
Did he come on in that game?
He
scored one goal for them, didn't he? He scored one goal when he went there.
Yeah.
And the only thing he did, mate, was bloody run that fucking half the pitch at the Emirates, didn't he? And set up Balassi for a 1-1 draw.
Giving it large.
Oh, mate.
Then years later, he goes, "Oh, I only did it because their fans were abusing me because I didn't understand why I left." We know why you left. No matter what you say, we know why you left. Man City came in on money. Your head got turned and you went running. We gave you abuse for you. You didn't like it, so you kept on person in your head. And when you did score, you decided I ain't having this. Hooray! I remember watching that match of the day that night and the following morning, and seeing literally Arsenal fans like the little stools you sit on at school and things like that. That seeing them just getting lobbed onto the pitch at his head. Even Kyle Troy had to run over and say, "What are you fucking doing? Get up and move. Stop doing that. Get your head kicked in."
What a dreadful, dreadful day. He did play for Real Madrid
for 6 months. Yeah, quite known for Man City.
He did win the league there, though, didn't he?
I'll find out.
I think he won the league. Yeah.
I'll have a look. I'll go. Have a look. Career. Did he actually win anything? I think at one point he did from the majority of his international career retire after his team bus got targeted in an attack during the AFCON and all that. He retired briefly. Then came out of retirement near the end. Let's have a look. So these are his stats in his entire career, right? He started off at Metz in France. For 2 years, he was there. 44 appearances, 15 goals. Then went to Monaco for a few years. 78 appearances, 18 goals. Came to us 2006, from 2006 to 2009, January 2006, by the way. 104 appearances, 46 goals. Man City, 34 appearances, 15. Then went on loan for 6 months to Real Madrid, 14 appearances, 5 goals. And then, then he went on loan to Tottenham. In the loan spell itself, 33 appearances, 17 goals. Then he moved there permanently, 59 appearances, 18. Crystal Palace, 12 appearances, 1 goal. Then after that, he went to Turkey, Istanbul, whatever. 60 appearances, 24 goals. Then went to another team in Turkey, I think it is. 8 appearances, 2 goals. And then he ended his Olympia, 2 goals. 2 appearances, no goals. He's currently, as we speak, still retired, but he's still playing as we speak. According to Wikipedia, Samasi, whoever that is, but they're not showing the stats for that one yet. Let's have a look, see what he actually won. If he actually won anything in his career. So Real Madrid.
Yeah, he won the so-called best celebration.
What against us? That bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that mug won. Do you remember he got sent off at the Emirates?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tottenham when he fucking took out Santi Cazorla through the air. He literally sent Santi Cazorla flying through the air. With a 2-0 up at that time. Was it? Yeah, it was 2-0 or 2-1 at the time. He's just decided. I think Mertesacker just scored, hadn't he? And he decided, in his infinite wisdom, Adebayor, to go running across the pitch and took Adebayor off his feet, quite literally, spinning in the air. And then Jack Wilshere and all that have come over, giving up, sticking up for Santi and like fucking wanted to deck Adebayor in. He got straight red for it, and then because of the severity of the challenge, he got the punishment extended as well. But yeah, in terms of Real Madrid, right, he won the Copa del Rey in 2011. Real Madrid, and he's loan spell there against Barcelona, and a 1-0 win. Didn't score in it, but he came on as a second half sub on 20th of April in the Copa del Rey final.
Still dog shit.
Yeah, so basically, league-wise, he didn't even win the league in Madrid for fuck's sake.
He's actually his best era was actually for Arsenal, wasn't it? He's actually that was where he was at his very best.
Yeah, statistically, his best time in his career was at Arsenal.
Remember that goal against Newcastle? Jesus, that was a great goal, wasn't it?
What, St James's Park? That one.
Yeah. Quite was a good goal, that was.
Which is the one that league that season as well. Looking back,
the thing is, right, mate, at that time at Arsenal, mate, right before we obviously started flirting with Milan and all that, right, he was actually well loved, weren't he? He was actually really liked.
Good our fan base before he moved, yeah. And then he did.
But then that Milan move happened, or it didn't happen, and then people were fucked off anyway, weren't they?
Yeah. Carney's getting a lot of love in the chat, by the way.
Huh?
Never saying Adebayo was a shit. Carnu was magic. Carnu was
quality, mate. Do you remember when we first got him, mate? It was a great signing, weren't it? He was coming in with all these tricks, weren't he? All these flicks, all these little scoopy goals and all that kind of stuff. Brilliant.
Yeah.
For little back heel flicks.
For someone that looked like a tall, with all due respect to Carney, for someone that looked like a tall, skinny guy, he did have a bit about him. He could get stuck in. Oh, there we go. No. I mean, again, Harry Kane's our striker and he's out on the wing crossing the ball in. Makes sense in that one.
Yeah.
We've got Guna gathering in the chat as well. Big up yourself. The club screwed us, not the player. No, certain players, they decided themselves they're going to screw us. Flamini, when he first came to us, and he left us for AC Milan. He screwed us. Kleb in the same summer. As soon as he started picking up, putting event together, showing some form, some flair for Arsenal, getting minutes, and being part of it in Barcelona at that time showed a bit of interest. His head got turned. He thought it was the best thing since sliced bread then. And his career went downhill. Certain players did screw us more than the club did. The club screwed us. The one signing they did screw us with was Van Persie to United. I will say that. Carney's best goal against Deportivo de la Coruña. Well, that's going back a bit. Deportivo when they were good. Oh, it could be worse. It could be Man United fan seeing your club on a daily basis become a joke. What do you make of all that as well? The Jadon Sancho situation with Ten Hag blaming him basically for them losing against us. He's not playing enough. He's not doing it. He's not doing that. Then Jadon's gone, no, he's a lying bastard. There's other things, reasons why I'm not playing, but my training has nothing to do with it. I'm a scapegoat on this, and that whole debacle. And then from a women's point of view, Mary Epps has come back from the World Cup. Basically, apparently, their little celebration thing they had at Carrington, she's basically pulled herself away from it all and she's telling the club and telling teammates she doesn't want to be there. And with links to Arsenal, would you be against that? Mary Epps to Arsenal?
Absolutely. That'd be fucking big old statement, that'd be, wouldn't it?
We made the first bid for her. We ain't going away, apparently, so see what happens.
Well, just end up like... Is she on her last year as well, is she?
Yeah, last year of a contract.
You just end up like you did last year then, won't it? If you don't sell, then we'll get her on nothing. Right, Russo.
Imagine the fan base meltdown. That happens 2 years on the trot.
Don't get me wrong, last Saturday doesn't help proceedings, does it? But
again, that's more that was fitness and certain players making mistakes they shouldn't have made, i.e. Zinsberg for that first goal.
Yeah, we shouldn't be going to lose. It was a tricky game, though, wasn't it? It was like when you see it, it was like, mate.
It's tricky because it's the World Cup's not long finished. You're literally weeks later. You're throwing these fixtures out left, right, and centre, and the players haven't had time to proper gel in terms of training, get their fitness back to where it needs to be for even pre-season games. And then literally, you're changing the whole in a World Cup year, changing the whole qualification format, and then going off you go. So basically, we did the first game on Wednesday. We won that, and then like 3 days later, I know it's the same ground, but 3 days later, now you got to play this. Got to play this team now. It's a bit
it is a shit. That it is shit. It is shit. Definitely. I think if there's ever a year it was shit, it's this year, isn't it?
If anything, because the leagues don't start for another few more weeks, they could have spread out the Paris game a bit further, give it a bit more breathing space between two games. It might be a different outcome, but at the end of the day, we still have the players that do it, but they made mistakes and they just switched off and they took Paris for granted and it backfired on us. But it just means now we can fully focus domestically for all three trophies.
Yeah, I think we just need to kind of obviously do really well. No, then we really need to if we can get her in, maybe unbelievable signing. Do you know what I mean? It'd be an absolutely incredible signing.
Well, Zinsberg is because I think Zinsberg is in the last year of her contract, and she's 30 going on 31 herself. So obviously we are being proactive and saying, you know what, we need to get her back. We need to get our new number one in ASAP. Even if Maddie's still here, we need to get her in now. Basically, a new number one. Even if we don't sign Mary, I still think we're once we get our players back, like Leo and Laura now, because Viv's back in training as well now. But once Laura and Leo get back into training,
so what's your thought?
I think we've got a strong enough squad to win the league, but we'll see.
So what's your thoughts, right? If we do go and sign her on top of what we've got at the moment, where do you think we can overhaul Chelsea this year?
Yeah, I think we can. I think even with her, it adds that intensity, that adds that multiplies them chances because of her leadership and her mentality and all that. I think if we bring her in before the window closes, I'd make us hot favourites to the title, hot favourites. Just because of the squad we've got, we ain't got European football to worry about either. So less chance of injuries. Touch wood.
It's just a big old shame in it. We got so close to the final last year.
But as I say, it's more. It just gives us more of a chance to stop this Chelsea power struggle that they're sort of having over the league over the last few years. End that, win our first league title in a few years.
Well, the firepower we got, the forward line we got is up there. Anything, isn't it? Let's be honest.
As I was saying yesterday on Saturday in the stream, firepower wise, I know Chelsea have got Sam Kerr, but that's it. That's an individual. They put everything sort of put on Sam Kerr. You think about it, goals wise. Whereas with Arsenal, we've got now Licia, Stina, Beth's now back, Biv's now back, Frida Marno, Caitlin Ford, Kate McCabe, Kim Little. Goals are coming from everywhere, and our attack is literally.
Yeah, it's off the radar, mate. That's why. Do you know what? It might be good that we do just concentrate on the league this year, and then next year, then we totally go for it because, like you said, I'm not sure we get her in this year. If I'm being totally honest, but I think they'd be naive to go down the same road again. What are you going to do? Keep losing your best players for nothing?
Exactly.
But they'll be stubborn, United, because it's us. Because it's us, mate. They're probably thinking, "What? We don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, that will right dent their ego as a club, wouldn't it? That move will probably dent their ego as a club.
Oh, massively. Considering it's their number one striker, Russo was their number one striker as well, and getting goals for them.
But can you afford that to happen again? Can you afford situations to happen again?
I don't think they've. No, well, they haven't. They had the option. We gave them two offers of like world record offers, and they went no. But they haven't replaced her either. And we've just gone. So one way or the other. No, it's long. It came a long way round, but they've strengthened us one way or the other. We've been strengthened because of their naivety. Just took a bit longer. I mean, the goals he scored on Saturday were phenomenal, especially that second goal. He's the sort of striker. sees that striker that isn't afraid to have a shot from 40 odd yards out. So he has the opportunity.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities in that team. To obviously have a really good season.
Yeah. Oh, someone asked about Eddie. Eddie's not playing. He hasn't come on yet. He didn't start. He's on the bench, but he hasn't come on yet. The only sub from England, I'll double check now actually, was at half time for Stabit. Coming on. Not even going off, coming on. It's annoying. Just double checking. Yeah, just the one sub from England. Oh, dear.
Sorry, mate. One sec.
No, that's cool. Just reading the chat, that's all. Make sure everyone's behaving themselves. Oh, dear. Ryan, are you going on first? As it stands, no. I need to double check, make sure there's no clashing with the men's team, just to make sure, actually. Well, commit to that. But yeah, as it stands, not at the moment, but the tickets still available, so I might near the time for the tickets for the opening game.
I'm away that weekend.
Where are you off to?
Butlins. 80s weekend.
What was that? Family or stag do?
Who we got that weekend?
What, the girls?
No, the boys. Who the men's got that weekend?
I'm having a look now. I'll double check now for you. One sec.
We must be away somewhere. Bournemouth.
We must be away because the girls are playing at home on the.
Yeah, we're away to Bournemouth, aren't we?
Yeah. I'm double checking now.
When I was out there last year, we had Wolves. We went 2-0. I was there.
October. Yes, Saturday, September 30th. We're away to Bournemouth, and then the next day, the girls play in the WSL. And then we've got Lons away on the third. Sorry, the men's team, and then Man City at home. So going into that Man City, goes away to Bournemouth, then after from Bournemouth to Lens in France, then that's on a Tuesday, and then we play on the Sunday, the following Sunday, 4:30 against Man City, and then Chelsea the following after the international break.
Yeah.
So that,
I knew this would be like this second half.
Yeah. You would not think this is Scotland versus England, by the way. It's not screened in the Scotland-England fixture, but at all.
Here we go, 2-1.
Here we go, the comeback.
Harry Maguire own goal. You can't make it up, can you? Southgate's boy.
He's a kidding me.
This geezer. Oh my God. Even old Steve Clark's giving it one of them. Mate,
you know what?
Honestly,
you know what?
You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Harry Maguire own goal. What's he playing at, mate? What is he playing? The geezer's an absolute joke. Oh, mate.
But don't worry. Southgate knows best, guys. You know what I'm going to do, though? Literally, no matter what now, I'm going back after this stream, clipping it up at half. Fucking pleb. What a fucking pleb. I'm literally going to go now after this stream and clip up our reaction to him coming on and clip up this moment here and put it together and put it out on social media. I can't be... Because you couldn't make it up. Of all the fucking players, Slabhead.
Look, tell you now, you got their wings up, mate. Their wings, mate. Honestly,
this is the thing with Maguire. He doesn't fucking communicate. He just ball watches.
Mate,
and
he's
does that.
jumps there, isn't he? He looks beaten up, mate. The geezer looks beaten up.
He's just Ramsdale had that covered. I don't care what anyone says. Ramsdale and Dunk had that covered.
He's not even jumped Harry Maguire there.
He has thrown Ramsdale under the bus there. He has thrown Dunk under the bus because they had that covered. Fucking dickhead. But no, doesn't play any minutes. Let's just keep rolling him out because he never lets me down for my country. Gareth, he's just got an own goal in the biggest rivalry in football. Nobody hasn't let me down, but he just got an own goal.
He's bringing Eze on.
Of course, he brings Eze on now. Of course, yeah.
But this is Southgate's negativity, mate. We're 2-0 up, mate, and we're playing slow football, mate. We're not going out to score a third goal. There's nothing in us that was going out to score. I said on the thing, mate, you know exactly what second half's going to be like with Gareth Southgate.
Again, it's Scotland v England. In Scotland, as you say, we're at half-time, we're 2-0 up. Saka's coming on as well now, by the looks of it. But instead of going for it and ramming it down the rival's throat, oh no. I'll go ultra negative and bring on Slabhead. Oh no, now they've scored. Bakayo, save me. Eze, save me. Fucking idiot. I have called Gareth Southgate out for how many years now on this channel. And all I get round down my throat is he got us to the semi-final World Cup, he got us to the Euro final. Did we win the fucking things? No, because every time, both them incidences alone, not just including the last World Cup, by the way, against France, when they were there for the taking, when we have the moment to really ram it home and get the result, it goes negative. And then when he realises he's gone too negative, he doesn't switch back. It's too late.
I just can't believe what a geezer's being ridiculed, yeah, right? Get onto a pitch, like coming off onto a pitch after 80 odd minutes, yeah, right? Is basically, and we're being totally honest, yeah, at present, our first choice centre back for England. While Benjamin White is just sitting at home. I'm glad he's sitting at home resting. Mate. No, I'm not having to listen to the shit and all that, mate. But this is Southgate, mate. This is the whole reason why the geezer can't adapt, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't be telling me, mate, that he's not harbouring our football by playing Harry Maguire. Mate, geezer was never good. He was never good, mate. I've watched him for Hull, mate. He used to get rinsed. I watched him for Leicester. He got rinsed. But do you know what I mean? All he was a stopper. That's all he was a stopper. And United decided to pay 80 million for it. That makes it even better. United paid 80 million for that.
Okay, now. Foden's going off for Saka. Rashford's going off as well. Don't fuck all in this game. Don't fuck all in these two games, to be honest. It's just bullshit. Again, it's like, sake. But I'm just saying, Andrew's in one of the group chats. I mean,
he's being mugged off by the Scots now. He's being mugged off. But every game of ground he's going to, mate, he's being mugged off. And you can't be telling me, mate, that this is good for himself.
You just said it a minute ago. I said it earlier on. He came on against Arsenal for his first minutes of the season.
Go on, Eze.
And yet, next day, gets picked for the England squad. Makes sense in that one.
He should score that, Eze, mate.
Even Stefan, is it? Stefan, the Ipswich fan, saying, how can you have consistently bad performances for United, lose your captaincy as well in the summer, and keep his place? Something amiss. No, it's just favouritism from fucking from Gareth, because He was part of that World Cup semi-final era. As they unlucky, mate. Should have done better. Alert. And then the red block emojis. Liam ran incoming. I think the part of it incoming is here.
He's open for it, mate. I know he's open for it. He loves the Liam's rant.
He would do a great job at Southend United, Harry Maguire.
I don't think Southend will want him, mate, at the moment.
Unless it's something to Southend, and they're in trouble. Non-league. I wouldn't even play for Staines Town or Chertsey or anything like that. But one of the group chats I'm in, the banter group chat on WhatsApp, Andrew's first comment after all that was, "Great introduction from Maguire, a thumbs up." James Johnson says he's about as much use as the Ray-Bans I bought for Stevie Wonder for his birthday. Fucking hell.
I'm just absolutely shocked that we're at this level of football. That he's not playing football and he's.
But I think the thing is, then, if he's switched on and he's aware of his surroundings, he knows his goalkeeper's got it covered. He knows even if Ramsey stays in his line, his teammate Lewis Duncan's got it covered. He doesn't have to throw his leg out like that.
Go on. Oh, Bellingham, man, he's a player. Well played, mate.
Oh, God, Turner's gone way into it now. Why bring on a donkey? He should be outside the Tenerife nightclub selling shots.
He could sell some shots in here, mate. He could do a job for me here, couldn't he? In the old arms.
Yeah.
I think I need a fucking shot watching this shit.
I thought you were going to pull yourself on at one point.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. I still ain't had a drink.
That's what I'm saying. I thought you were going to pull yourself on when Sam mentioned it earlier. You said, I won't do myself on it. I think you need it now.
This is depressing, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, dear.
It's just that you knew what to do second half, mate. It's typical Gareth Southgate, mate. This is just typical Southgate. Honestly, just negative kind of tactics, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's even more depressing, the stat there. Attempts on target. Scotland 0, England 4, yet it's 2-1.
It's ridiculous, mate. It's ridiculous.
I want to cry.
If they get an equaliser, mate, you're getting a rant.
You'll be getting plenty between me and Liam. Trust me. I'll let Liam go first, though.
I reckon old Stefan's rubbing his hands like that.
Is it?
Chew.
Harry Maguire voodoo dough out. It's got another own goal, you bastard.
Looking for Tierney. Couldn't keep up with the boy, mate. What's happened to Tierney as well, mate? Jesus Christ.
I think the injury's trying to caught up with him.
He looks like a shadow of the player, mate, as well. Just like, even watching him here, mate, just doesn't seem to be confident like he used to.
Fuck. Colonel, bloody hell, mate. You know your country's football ability is bad when Scotland score. It's like letting Cyprus, Lithuania, or Luxembourg score. Oh dear, Gareth negative as fuck Southgate.
Come on, Saka. What? We got some good players on the moment. Bellingham is a Saka.
Get Eddie on. Let's get Eddie on. Kill the game.
Twice. Come on, Eze. We should get a third here, surely.
But you would think with Harry Kane going back to having to travel back to Germany after this, to get him off ASAP and bring on Eddie.
Well, you know, it's a typical Southgate, though, isn't it? He's got the opportunity to bring him on, mate, and don't bring him on. It's the kind of shit activity this geezer does, mate. It's what we've been accustomed to with old Southgate. Don't get me wrong again. Don't really care that he's not coming on. Kane's done nothing now, isn't he?
No, as per usual. Well, good ball from Rice, though. Oh.
Jesus Christ, Aaron. Mate, right, ridiculing him.
Yeah, good. I can't. Hopefully he realises he ain't good enough. Fucking retires from international football. He could literally be injured with one leg and he'll still get picked for the England squad with Southgate here. Kane, the glorified donkey. He's a glorified something, but I can't say.
Bellingham's so good, mate. Oh, what a ball that is. There's the third. Bellingham, mate. Fuck me.
Got this from Stamina Tech. What a pass from Ramsdale. I haven't seen anything yet, so. Oh, Liam, look at your screen. Something's coming, apparently. Go on to Emerson. Oh, dear. Okay, what's Maguire scoring another own goal now? Oh, what a pass from Bellingham. What a pass. What? Mate. What a pass from Jude. What a pass. He kind of tapped it in, but yeah.
Mate. I think it was pretty obvious we'd get the third because we was just literally roasted. We had the chances, didn't we? Eze and the Bellingham had that chance, but mate, Bellingham's like Jesus, mate. The geezers are like going to be at a level that I don't think we've seen in an England player before.
Yeah,
I don't think we've seen a player like this.
Not for a long time.
Nah. Like he's got it all in. He's got the physique. He's got the height. He's got the build.
Yeah, one sec. Stretch. Oh, sorry, because the window. Sorry, just flew itself open with the wind. Oh dear. Oh, McGinn's gone off. Okay. Oh, Tierney got taken off as well. Well, Armstrong. So yeah, Eddie. So apart from training for Eddie, his time's been wasted for these last 2 weeks. He may as well stayed at London Colney, basically.
Well, at least he's nice and fresh.
Yeah. Behave yourself, Lemon. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah.
Has he honestly given the captain seats Harry Maguire?
Oh, God. That sums it up. That just rams it home, really, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah. Emerson just confirmed it in the chat. Fuck's sake. What a joke. What a fucking joke. You're not good enough to even be vice captain at Man United, yet you're coming anymore, let alone captain. You know what? There you go. Have it for the country. Fucking joke.
He's now captain, mate.
It's a joke. Absolute joke.
Jesus Christ.
Jude's got to be man of the match, though. Goal.
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of doubt, Jude Bellingham's man of the match.
Yeah, one goal.
Mate, the first ball was good enough, mate. And that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, Southgate has officially taken public enemy number 1 from Lee Gunner. That's saying something.
Right.
Even Liam's like, I don't know about that one. Still a close one there. I mean, I hate Gareth, but I don't hate him that much. Oh, dear. Stefan, go and Google him. You'll find out. You might see a few images. You Google. You might see a few images doing the rounds of him in a Deslan car from like 20 years ago.
God, it's got cold out here, I'll tell you. Jesus.
Yeah, temperature that's dropped enough. Well, I am. Fuck me. I'd rather a bit of a chill tonight than have the roasting, melting cesspit we had for the last week.
Well, you got to say he's just different gravy, isn't he? He is different gravy at the end of the day, then that's the difference.
I reckon Southgate has a secret love affair with Maguire. I meant to say Maguire in the Mayfair Hotel in London. There's Colonel. Bloody idiots in the chat now. And Luca, yes, Italy are beating Ukraine. You've got to beat someone at some point, to be honest. You ain't got no manager. Well, the one in the Euros, he's pissed off to Saudi Arabia. You need to beat someone. You won't qualify. I hope you don't. I'll be honest. I'll piss myself laughing if Italy don't qualify. After the literal assault of Saka's neck in the European final, I will piss myself if Italy don't qualify for the Euros to defend the title, making history and for all the wrong reasons still. We can do it as well. Don't forget us. Really good performances. That's the thing, BX. With that person in Spain, you're guaranteed a rent no matter what. We could win 5-0 when you rant about something concerning Arsenal. So you're guaranteed rants there. Whereas here we're more realistic. We rant when it's needed, not just for the sake of it. Like when Harry Maguire scored an own goal. You always about Italy isn't the same. Well, that's their fault for being, after winning it, getting cocky and falling apart since. That's on them. And it's, again, as I say, it's karma for how they how they treated certain players and got away with murder, quite literally, in that pitch. Karma.
Oh, mate, I tell you, I'm going to have to run in a minute with the laptop. Fucking freezing.
At least it ain't raining.
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, dear, mate.
I'm going to get it ready.
Yeah, just to make sure. Exactly. BX. We could do in a few years' time. We effectively could do what Man City did last season: win a treble, and you still complain. So leave them to it. Don't give that person any airtime.
Who's this?
The fraud in Spain that run off to Spain that complains 24/7. And I'm just saying, Arsenal could literally win a treble and do a Man City one year, and he'll still bitch about it in his channel.
He's only come back because he knows that Twitter are making money now.
Yeah, of course. I know that. Some other people know that, but here's what it is.
Yeah. Keep me updated.
Yeah, nothing's happening. There's another sub at the moment. Number 20, Jack's come on.
Still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, where's mine gone?
I can see you. I can hear you as well.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget to keep the internet history.
I don't know what's going on.
I can hear you. Fine, my end.
Oh, there we are.
What's up? I'm at the top of the chat. I can hear you. I can hear you and see you fine. But then was just saying, give you a little message quickly. Don't forget to clear your internet history.
I'll make sure I do that straight away.
Yeah.
We'll definitely on. Here we go.
Watch yourself now.
I know. Probably trip over one of his balls. It's official. Bobby's been kicking a football.
Yeah, was it a video on the weekend I saw?
Yeah.
The video?
Yeah, he's kicking a ball.
Yeah. That's gonna be something for the Watchalong this season. We're here celebrating. See a ball flying across the room from Bobby.
Oh, he loves it, mate, don't he? He loves it. He absolutely loves it. He does.
Oh,
God, that's better.
Tom's back in the chat. Says, ladies and gentlemen, I'd give you the Mr. Arsenal podcast featuring Ryan's rants and Liam's. What is he doing, Liamness?
No comment. Absolutely no comment.
3 minutes added on. Havertz on for the last 16, and Saliba played their whole 90 minutes. Apparently, that's cool from a Saliba point of view. And
Fine. I'm not brought with this channel formula, eh?
Don't like it. I don't like. I want to go back to BBC, please. Back to the good old days. Yeah, back to the good old days when it used to be on when it used to be on the BBC.
Yeah.
Well, we have to wait a few more weeks for that, Stefan. Sadly, in terms of Liam going mental.
Is it been a fire drill?
Just a bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. They're just slowly leaving in their kilts in their droves. Fuck the BBC. I get what you're saying, but fucking 19 know better, so it's just like Liam rules. Liam, you rule apparently.
What's that?
Never said you rule.
Somehow I've got a bigger screen on here. Let me get a smaller screen. Hey, here we go. That's better. Obviously, I bet Southgate's smug with himself, isn't he? Even though he brought Maguire on and nearly fucking cost us the game. To be honest, that was their only shot on target, weren't it? It weren't their shot on target, to be fair.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but it was only shot. The only thing that went in the net, basically. Behave yourself.
My 40 on fire. Something was on fire, I tell you. There's no rants for me tonight. No rants.
Well, there's a brief one with Maguire, but nothing to the normal levels, guys.
Nothing.
We've got to wait a few more weeks. I think our next opportunity for Liam Rant on this Channel 4 Watchalong will be Brentford away in the Cup and then Bournemouth away. Hopefully not, but you never know. Or Chelsea, actually.
I'm trying to think what my worst rant was. It's got to be the old Aston Villa, even though he won the game.
Yeah.
Leno's getting his goal.
Yeah. Between him and Pepe at the time, he came on. I remember Pepe coming on that game. He literally is constantly fucking. He was like, "For fuck's sake, Pepe!" Literally going at it every 2-3 seconds.
It's because he gets the ball away every 2-3 seconds, weren't it? Jesus.
And literally, he gave away the free kick. He gave away the free kick. And you're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, what are you doing?" And then he starts screaming at Leno, "Get on your line!"
That was a dreadful.
You was that caught up in it. I put you on the big screen as individually, and go in a little small screen next to you. He didn't even notice until the free kick, just before the free kick was taken. Like,
I didn't even notice.
No,
I didn't even notice. I did notice, didn't I? Halfway through, I was like, "You got me on the big screen now."
Yeah, every goes through me. And then, boom. And then you go, "Yeah, it's full time." Because you've gone so mad into it. I was like, woohoo.
That was a big, that was a famous rant, mate. That was a famous rant.
We didn't get that last season because we were away, I think, that weekend for the last season's trip to Villa. And he still ranted, he told me. At your friend's house. For Jorginho and all that. Tini and Rice will exchange shirts and no exchange with Maguire. I wonder why. Will Scotland recover from needing Maguire to score from him? I think they'll bounce back. Oh dear. We're getting in the Euros now, knock them out that way. In Germany.
Well, it could be worse, can it?
Yeah, he could be a Man United fan or whatever.
Oh, mate.
The senior club just be a complete shambles and joke all every day of the year, basically.
Someone say hello.
I don't agree to this. I don't know being on cameras.
Come here.
Oh dear. Poor old Slabby.
It could have been worse if Maguire got injured. At least we know Man United are still possibly going to play him.
Yeah, that's true. Imagine he does play now. It scores an own goal and they lose on the weekend. I don't even know they're playing actually. I think it's a toughie. So we've got Declan coming back, Saka coming back, Ramsdale, and Eddie coming back all injury free, thank God. Right, come out of this. Saturday.
I like that one. Maguire gave a shirt to a little kid, and the kid gave it back to him. Brilliant.
Man United play Brighton at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Go on, Brighton.
Where's that? Brighton. Well, even Man United at Brighton, but that's at United, isn't it?
at United. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, Brighton.
That'd be a tricky game.
Pump them like you did last year, Brighton. Go on. That's the thing. Leicester was his level, and he got a bit cocksure of himself in the moment, and then Ollie gave him the armband at United, and then he got, he just he thinks he's God's gift now. He's crap.
Mr. Tom, why do you support Leeds United? Good question, Mr. Tom. How are Leeds doing anyway at the moment? Let's have a look. I don't even know how they're doing.
Let me have a look. 1 minute. Football. We want tables. Let the table up on the screen. They are.
Mate. Fucking hell.
They're 15th, 5 games in, 1 win, 3 draws, 1 defeat. Mainly draws, yeah. Yeah. Their goal difference is level, but is up nil point in terms of the goal difference. Score 7, conceded 7.
Jesus.
They've got 6 points.
At least they don't lose games. I suppose it's one good thing.
They're only 4 points for the playoff spots, to be honest.
Yeah, it can easily change, can't it?
Yeah.
It can easily change. And to be fair, if you look at it, it is well tight.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a well tight league, this one this year, mate, by looking at it already. Because Leicester got fucking beaten, didn't they, the other day?
Yeah.
I think the best one was Sunderland fucking beating Southampton 5-0.
Obliterating them, yeah. Absolutely bleeds. Bent them over and went, hello, thank you very much.
Oh, Borough, bottom of the league. Jesus.
Yeah, not a win to their name.
No, that's getting their Warnock back, won't they?
Well, I thought Borough would be up there this season, but they're just...
Mate, don't rule it out, mate. I'm telling you. Big one, mate. Put your money on Southgate Palace next year. Put your money on it.
Imagine he goes back to Middlesbrough, though. After all,
actually, mate, they always go for an England manager, don't they? They went and got Roy Hodgson, Sam Allardyce. They love an England manager, mate. I'll tell you, mate. Odds on that is.
You're a bit late, Bronco. It's game over, and we won 3-1. Would have been 3-0 if Maguire went on the pitch, but
mate, I'm going to put this into my kitchen because I want to make a sandwich. So I'll make
right.
Someone wants some treats. It seems. It's just a user.
South Africa. Only the rugby, the rugby itself. Considering in terms of Scotland and rugby, they were playing the defending champions. Got to say fair play to them for the performance. They didn't get absolutely obliterated in the scoreboard. It's just South Africa's quality came to the surface at the wrong moments for them. Apart from that, I mean, England are getting screwed at the World Cup. Or fucking captains have been suspended for the next 2 games for nothing challenge. Literally, nothing changed. Got turned into a rebellion, suspended for the next 2 games as a joke. On the looks great. Oh, yeah, what the game Romania. I said they're in terms of outside of New Zealand or South Africa. I think they're my team for the World Cup, to be honest. In France, France beat New Zealand, but New Zealand just didn't. Let's say it's early days of France. It's also the momentum of being the host nation, so there's someone who, prospect incoming. Well, apparently Graham Potter turned down a big job already.
Has he?
To come back into management. Yeah, apparently, yeah. I'll find out who it was now.
Oh, Potter. That really killed him, that moving it to the Joe.
Yeah, we did end in one second.
Strange job on that one.
Graham Potter turned down the Leon job.
I was surprised he turned that down, to be fair. They're the ones who they were protesting, weren't they? They had the keys on.
After getting back, after Lyon got battered 4-1 against PSG, their fans called their players over and bored them out.
Lacazette
and all that. Yeah, Lacazette, Ainsley, he's there now.
Well, there's no fucking surprise they're losing games then.
Oh dear.
Ainsley, mate, but no, Jesus, that is a weird. I just don't get him, mate. To be honest,
but yeah, because they went before the PSG came into their money, obviously Lyon were the dominant force of French football, and obviously they're going through this stage now. And since the pandemic come along, they haven't been they've fallen out of the Champions League. They've now fallen out of European football for the last 2 seasons. They've not qualified for European football at all. They've lost a load of players during the summer, brought in the likes of Ainsley, like cheerful youngster, and they're now bottom of the league with 1 point. And they just, as I say, after the last game against PSG, they got battered 4-1. The fact that the Lyon Ultras basically demanded their players come over and hear them out, basically says it all. And the players just have to stand there and take the abuse, basically. Not basically, was it? All you so-called leaders, you need to step up now or piss off. You're wearing the Leonazi jersey. You're putting it to shame. How dare you muddy the shirt? Da, 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 da. I said that 2 days after I saw that. I was like, you would not see that at Liverpool in the Cop End. That after, if Liverpool fell off in the next couple of years, you would not then see the Liverpool form an ultra section in the Cop End and go, right, you just lost 6-0 at Man United. Get your asses over here. You're an all absolute disgrace. Da, 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 da.
It's become unbelievable, isn't it? AC Milan done it, didn't they?
Milan do it. Yeah, it's more. It seems more acceptable outside of England for fans to do that, though. I mean, what was it? A couple of years back? A couple of years ago, Nice, again, ironically owned by Todd Boney, by the way. They're going through a little bad patch at one point, and their fans turned up at the training ground, wanting to jump the players, basically.
I feel uncomfortable. Well, you'd feel uncomfortable, wouldn't you, if you're sitting there?
Yeah.
And you're watching games.
Oh, Arsenal Misfit going away from that. Arsenal Misfit says, I said when Maguire came on, he would score an own goal. I just figured it would be 2. He almost was at one point. Oh, dear.
Absolutely ridiculous, mate.
Here's a question. What are you putting in, Sam? What's your filling of tonight? What's your filling?
Mate, it's boring. It's just cheese.
Just cheese, a little bit of pickle and like that.
Nothing exciting. Yeah, mate.
I think a lot of Liverpool fans nowadays will disagree with that comment, but okay, considering he left them from Madrid, wanted to come back, ended up at Newcastle, and then left Newcastle, and then went to Manchester United to get bit of rivals for just to have that league title in his hand.
Strange.
He went to Stoke.
I tell you what makes me laugh about that. He ended up at Stoke. And all the teams end up at Stoke.
Stoke, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, spent Broncos not happy. He says cheese sandwich only. Fuck, almost a waste of calories. What? Not even tomato, cheese and tomato.
Cheese and salad cream.
Cheese and salad cream, yeah. Napoli Ultras who returned, yeah. That was last year, wasn't it? Was it last? No, the year before. Not last season, the season before. Napoli Ultras turned up at he returned to Spalletti's belongings after promising to do so if he left the club. That was weird. They literally turned up at his what did they turn up at? Was it his house or that's all his offices? It's weird. It's weird either way. It was filmed. The thing is, it was filmed and put out on social media as well. It's just weird.
So he nicked these belongings. You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they basically broke in, took his belongings, and obviously these then thought, "Fuck it, I'm out of it." You know what? And I'm out. And they promised and then obviously they said after promising to do so, if he left the club, so they're going through a bad patch. They've broke into his house, nicked his stuff, and said you only get this back if you piss off, basically. So eventually he pissed off, but they filmed it and all that. I think it's at the training ground. They turned up at the training ground of it all.
That's all fucked up.
Weird.
You don't want to get. No, the away's not a nice one to go to, is it?
No. Hell no. They stole his steering wheel and CDs. But what the fuck? Again, this wouldn't happen. If things weren't going well for your club, you wouldn't have your club's fan base going, right, let's have a meeting. This is what we're going to do. We're either going to ball them over at the end of the game and ball them out, and because it's on TV, we know it's on TV, so the whole world will see it. Or we're going to break into the manager's house, take some belongings of his, and basically say, well, and let him threaten we won't give him back unless he pisses off, basically.
Fair enough, isn't it? It seems to have worked.
But still, it's a bit odd. Yeah, he left after winning Serie A. It's probably important. That's even more weird. That's even more weird. They were doing well then. They broke into his hands and said, "We don't want you here. Piss off." He's won you a trophy, your first Serie A title in 30 odd years, however long it's been. Fucking hell.
Weird.
That's cool. Oh dear! But on that note, we are going to wrap things up because we're coming on for 10 o'clock in the evening here in the UK. Obviously, Liam's got work. He's got a little one. He's got to be up in a few hours' time as well. He's got to look after.
Cheers, remind me about that. you ain't far wrong, though.
Yeah. And obviously, now we've got now we all get prepared for Sunday. The main event on Sunday now. In terms of Arsenal versus Everton, or Everton v Arsenal, because to Everton. Match of the day on Thursday. We'll still do a match of the day stream on Saturday evening as well. Might do a podcast on Friday just to get everyone back in the swing of things and all that, ready for Sunday. Aside from that, though, I am out of here, Liam. Thanks for coming along and keeping me company because I think I would have lost my mind watching that and probably fell asleep live on air. So what have we got coming up in your channel, by the way, next week or this week?
We got something on Thursday. A bit of a pre-Everton game. I don't think we've got then. Yeah, pre-Everton game. So we'll be doing it Thursday night at 8:30, and pretty much that's it.
The Miller Man making a return?
Unfortunately, I'm not. Sorry.
Is the Miller Man making a return to the channel? Your Everton friend?
On Thursday? No, he's not.
Okay.
But yeah, pre-Everton on Thursday, and then we'll see what happens for next week in terms of. I'm trying to think. It's Thursday week. It's a big one week after Spurs, isn't it?
We've got Everton on the Sunday, and then on Wednesday is home at home to PSV, and then North London derby on the Sunday.
Yeah, so I might do two shows. I might do two next week.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, in between the before and after Champions League and all that.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, cool. If you haven't already, go check out Liam's channel. Aside from that, guys, I will see you probably. I think what day were today? Well, on Tuesday, probably Thursday. Do the podcast like the preview for either Thursday or Friday. One of the two. I'll sort it out either way. I'll let you guys know once I've sorted it my end. Just to get everyone back into the field of club football again, back after this international lull again. And then obviously Saturday, we're doing the match of the day, 10:30. We'll go obviously 10:30, 10:20, wherever it goes live. We'll be going live ourselves. 5 minutes before, get everyone settled, watch all their games from Saturday, any dramas, any drop points from rivals. Hopefully, that's good. And And obviously then Sunday the main event, 4 o'clock we'll go live on Sunday, half hour as always before kick-off. Away to Everton. And then we go, and then go from there, basically. Go from there. Depending on how Sunday goes, will determine what I do on Monday in terms of a podcast ahead of the return to Champions League as well on the Wednesday night. But apart from that, guys, take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. As always, up the Arsenal. Come on, you guys.
Yeah.